Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and today is National Jelly Bean Day, which feels like one of those things where you grab a few and then suddenly there aren't any left. Welcome to Wait That's Random, This Day in History. I'm your host, C.L. Burns, voice actor, audiobook narrator, and your guide through the odd and unexpected corners of history. Let's dive in. Today in 1500, Portuguese explorer Pedro Alvarez Cabral landed on the coast of what is now Brazil. But that wasn't actually the plan. The expedition was supposed to follow a known route toward India, part of a much larger effort to establish trade. Somewhere along the way, the course shifted, either by design, navigation, or conditions at sea, and the fleet ended up far to the west of where it was expected to be. And that's when land appeared. At the time, it wasn't immediately understood what this meant. It wasn't framed as a major discovery in the moment. But looking back, it changed the map. Because sometimes something significant doesn't feel that way when it happens. It only becomes clear later, when everything that follows starts to connect. And sometimes what people treat as completely normal in the moment ends up sounding strange later on. In 1992, there were actual competitions where people tried to rewind VHS tapes as fast as possible. Not watching them, not recording anything, just rewinding. And it sounds ridiculous now, but at the time it made sense, because rewinding wasn't instant. If you rented a movie, you were expected to rewind it before returning it. It took time. It was part of the process. And like anything that takes time, people found a way to measure it and compete. Some used technique, some used specific machines. And for a brief moment, something completely ordinary became something competitive. What stands out isn't just that it happened. It's how normal it felt while it was happening. Because every era has something like that. Something that fits perfectly in the moment, and then later feels completely out of place. And sometimes, instead of fading out over time, something catches on and spreads faster than expected. And this doesn't have a specific date, but it was too good to pass up. In 1980, Pac-Man started appearing in arcades. At first, it wasn't dramatically different from other games. Simple design, simple goal. But something about it worked. People kept coming back, learning patterns, trying to last longer, score higher, do better than the last time. And it didn't stay contained. It spread quickly. Arcades, merchandise, references showing up everywhere. What began as just another game became something recognizable almost overnight. And that's what makes it stand out. Not just what it was, but how quickly it became part of everyday culture. Because some things don't grow slowly. They connect. And once they do, they don't stay small for long. And while some things catch on quickly, others stand out because of how consistently they hold attention. Which brings us to a birthday today. Jack Nicholson was born on April 22, 1937. He became known for performances that felt controlled but never predictable. There's always something just slightly off. A tone, a pause, a shift that you don't fully expect. And that's what makes it work. Because sometimes what draws people in isn't something familiar. It's something that keeps you just a little bit off balance. It's interesting how these things don't seem connected at first, but kind of are. A path shifts and leads somewhere unexpected. A routine becomes something people compete over, and a simple idea spreads until it's everywhere. It makes you wonder how often something like this becomes meaningful. Not because it was planned that way, but because people respond to it. Anyway, that's what I ended up finding while working through April 22nd. Come back tomorrow and we'll see what turns up. If you'd like to hear more of my work or explore the books and projects I've been a part of, you can find it all at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.